Good day, fellow executive members. My name is Yihen, ID S4157450 from RMIT University. And today, I'll be the one presenting for the Executive Planning Day. So, today we'll explore 4 critical topics shaping our economy and business landscape. The macroeconomy and business cycles. The second would be tariff and trade wars. Third would be the behavioral economics. And lastly, development in AI with implication for inequality in the labor market. These interconnected areas provide valuable insight for strategic planning, financial management, and workforce development. Let's dive in. Alright, let us move on to our first topic, the GDP, also known as Gross Domestic Product. It is a critical measure of economic health, representing the total market value of all final goods and services produced in a country during a specific period of time. It is calculated using the formula GDP is equal to consumption plus investment spending plus government spending plus exports minus imports. Inflation refers to the rate at which prices for goods and services increases over time, reducing the purchasing power. It is calculated using prices from different years. And current year referred to CY, base year as BY, and previous year as TY. Understanding inflation trends allow businesses to adjust pricing strategies and manage costs effectively during economic fluctuation. Unemployment measures the percentage of labor force that is jobless but actively seeking employment. High unemployment signals economic distress, while low unemployment indicates growth. Businesses must adapt their talent acquisition strategies based on unemployment trends to ensure workforce stability during different phases of the business cycle. Business cycle consists of periods of recession and expansion. During expansion, GDP rises, inflation increases, and unemployment falls, creating opportunity for market entry and capacity expansion. Conversely, recession see GDP decline, inflation drop, and unemployment rise, requiring adjustment in inventory levels, pricing strategies, talent acquisition approaches, and risk management plans to mitigate negative impact. Understanding these economic measures help us to do strategic planning as well as manage our financial while managing risk exposure and allowing human resource to focus on different talent acquisition strategies during business cycles. It also allows us to make critical decision making. Tariffs are taxes on imports that can disrupt economies by increasing costs for businesses and consumers. Using the aggregate demand, aggregate supply ADAS model, we'll explore how tariffs impact Singapore economy in the short run and the long run. Before tariffs are imposed, the economy operates at point A in the ADS model, where output is at Y star and the prices are at P1, representing stable economic condition without trade barrier affecting business operation or consumer spending pattern. Tariffs, the short run effect. In the short run, imposing tariff shifts aggregate demand leftward from AD1 to AD2, moving the economy to point B in the ADAS model. Output drops from Y1 to Y2, while prices decreases from P1 to P2, triggering recessionary conditions and deflation as goods become more expensive relative to income level. The long run effect. Over time, production costs decrease as short run aggregate supply shift rightward from SRAS1 to SRAS2, moving the economy from point C in the ADAS model. Output improves to Y3 while price drop further to P3, resulting a deflation despite increased production efficiency. Businesses must diversify supply chain to reduce reliance on single country sources while adapting to changing trade policies effectively. Alright, now we are at topic 3, the behavioral economics, why people choose unhealthy foods. Okay. Behavioral economics explore how human psychology affect decision making processes. For example, why people choose unhealthy food despite knowing healthier options exist. Factors like convenience and familiarity play a significant role in these choices. Due to cognitive biases such as status quo bias, or framing effect. Two major biases influencing decision making are status quo biases. People resist change even when it's beneficial. For example, continuing unhealthy eating habits due to familiarity or convenience. And the second one is the framing effect. Decisions are influenced by how options are presented. For instance, labeling unhealthy food as comfort food makes it more appealing than healthier items such as low calorie. Businesses can design environments that guide customers towards their better decisions while accounting for these biases. Behavioral economics highlight irrational choices driven by emotion and cognitive biases like choosing unhealthy options despite knowing their drawbacks, while traditional assumes rational decision making aim at maximizing long-term utility, such as opting for healthier food choices. Understanding these differences enables businesses to create strategies that align with consumer psychology effectively. AI adoption is not only transforming labor markets, but they are also widening inequality between high and low skilled workers. We'll examine how AI impact wages and employment for both groups using demand shift in labor markets as framework for analysis. Let's explore generative AI on two different scenarios. First scenario, it reduces the inequality in labor market for low-skilled worker. Initially, labor market is in equilibrium at point A, where wage is at W1 and quantity at Q1. While assuming low-skilled workers are able to use AI to enhance their productivity, this will shift the demand curve from DL1 to DL2, leading to a new equilibrium at point B, with a higher wage at W2. This will reduce their inequality. So, for scenario 2, we will discuss about low-skilled workers. Initially, the labor market for low-skilled workers is balanced at point A, with a wage of W1 and employment level at Q1. However, low-skilled workers face challenges in using AI to enhance productivity, causing a drop in the demand for their labor. This leads to a leftward shift in the demand curve from DL1 to DL2, creating a new equilibrium at point B, where wages decreases to W2 and employment falls to Q. Moving on to scenario 2, for high-skilled workers, the labor market starts at point C with a wage of W3 and employment at Q3. High-skilled workers, well, assuming they are proficient in utilizing AI to improve productivity, see an increase in labor demand. This results in a rightward shift of the demand curve from DL3 to DL4, in forming a new equilibrium at point D with higher wage W4 and increased employment Q4. On this slide, I would like to show the impact on inequality. The wage gap widens as the difference between W2 and W4, which grows wider than that between W1 and W3, highlighting increased inequality. AI is revolutionizing the workforce, but its rapid adoption brings challenges we must address. In these next 5 years, inequality will rise as automation replaces entry-level jobs and widens wage gaps between AI-augmented and non-AI augmented workers. Low-skilled workers may struggle to compete, while high-skilled workers will benefit from increased wages and opportunities. Strategic investment in AI training and workforce development are essential to bridge this divide. Let's harness AI to elevate human potential and create a balanced future for all. To navigate today's challenges successfully, monitor macroeconomic indicators like GDP, inflation, and unemployment for informed decision-making during business cycles. Diversify supply chain to mitigate risks from tariffs or trade wars while maintaining agility in response to policy changes. Leverage insights from behavioral economics by designing choice environment that guide optimal decisions. Prepare for workforce disruption due to AI adoption by investing in technologies that complement human abilities rather than replace them entirely. The presentation has come to an end. Thank you, and let's move forward together towards a future of informed decision making.